Here's what's happening. A man claims a railroad company is blocking access to a plot of land he's owned for 40 years. NBC Montana's Michael Sanaskoy visits the property to take a closer look in our top story tonight.
Heading towards Interstate 90 off of Bear Canyon exit east of Bozeman lies 5.5 acres of property sandwiched between the highway and the railroad tracks. Bozeman resident Sam Nelson owns the land and bought it 40 years ago.
Campfires and camping over there a little bit, or four-wheelers and hide and seek with four-wheelers with my grandkids, or, you know, doing whatever I did over there. I was over there a lot because it was a very enjoyable place, and my wife would walk, and I would walk there, especially in these latter years, along the creek.
To get to his land, Nelson used to cross railroad tracks owned by Montana Rail Link, but he says 5 years ago, and without warning, the company blocked off access with poles, cement blocks, and a no trespassing sign.
I certainly think it's wrong that people can be cut off from their land and make it have zero value.
Nelson tried to build a better road to gain access to his property and asked Montana Rail Link to help map out how the road would be constructed. After complications with the company and after claiming it's unsafe for anyone to travel by, Nelson went to the Gallatin County Sheriff's Office to see what he should do to avoid moving the cement blocks to continue building his road. Instead, the same department later arrested him for criminal trespassing for trying to access his own land. The charge was later taken off his record, but he's been effectively banned from his property since 2021.
You cannot get there, period. There is no road. I mean, you can drive along and then there's about a, 8-foot gap and it goes down 6-7 feet. Yeah, you can't get in there.
I asked Nelson to show me the problem up close. And I hit the road to take a look, and when I got there, sure enough, cement blocks, no trespassing signs, and a giant trench in the ground, making the road impassable. I reached out to the Montana Rail Link Company to get some answers. I wanted to ask why they put up the cement blocks, poles, and the no trespassing sign, and why they dug a trench near the access point to Nelson's property. Officials told me they couldn't comment on cases involving active litigation.
Nelson is fighting for a prescriptive easement to help regain access to his land, which means he needs a right to use the property that is required to be open, notorious, and continuous for a 5-year period. According to the requirements, he checks all the boxes.
Well, I've got 7 times the 5-year period. I got 35 years, and then they blocked me out these last 5-year period, but we'll see where it goes from this as far as our courts.
Nelson had a court hearing last month, and the judge ruled more information is needed, so there will be another hearing on April 28th.
But I do hold that our court system will be fair to hear the little guy. In other words, the little guy, the David against Goliath in this instance, because it's one of them.
We'll continue to follow this story and let you know what is decided. In Bozeman, Michael Sanaskoy, NBC Montana.
If you have a question or a problem you want to send our way, just write down our email, NBCMontanaTips@sbgtv.com. It's on your screen. We're always working for you to get the answers you need.